Good morning. How did you get on yesterday? I gave you one shout, but I was otherwise occupied on my day off. No green screens to show you. Day off and doing applications yesterday. Let's have a look at the shout and anything else you might have missed. And how did the bankers get on? A couple of bankers yesterday, Dortmund and Cambridge United. So to be encouraged, do have a look at yesterday's results. What would I have done if anything? This Welsh derby, very difficult to unpack. So I wouldn't have played that one. Northampton and Wimbledon, no strong opinion there. Cambridge United, the first banker, and they won, scoring the 2 goals we expected. Accrington having trouble scoring that second goal away from home, generally speaking. And that was pretty much as we expected. So, yes, got the right match, but we didn't get a trading angle in, unless it was 0-0 at half time. That's always an angle, isn't it? No, nearly. Mr. Gibbons, not reading the script. 45th plus 5 minutes, so close to a 0-0 at half time. That would have been an angle in the expectation of Cambridge United getting the goal. So these bankers are working well. I might start recording these just to see, because that's pretty good odds relative to a football match for a bank of 1.71. Crewe and Bristol Rovers. Did Crewe take the lead? Did Bristol Rovers equalise after the red card? Did the red card come late or early? Well, there's your story. Nothing much to do with the scoreline, that red card. Bristol Rovers couldn't take advantage. Crewe, odds-on favourite beforehand, not worried too much by that red. Not really a trading angle there. Our other bankers yesterday, Dortmund, wasn't it, against Borussia Mönchengladbach. I would have expected a comfortable enough home win, scoring at least 2 goals. Let's see what eventuated. Comfortable enough home win, scoring at least 2 goals. Job done. Again, starred for a reason, because they're the most readable matches with the most reliable sides on form. And if those sides are delivering, particularly if conceding first, that's when we get excited, as we should have done here. Paderborn and Darmstadt. The odds were actually a little bit shorter for Paderborn pre-match. They were about odds on. That's what caught my interest. Now, this is something you should be looking out for. It's a simple technique. It's a lead before half-time for the underdog. Okay. 0-2 lead for the underdog. Do check your in-play stats as well. If you had checked your in-play stats, you'd have seen that was the first half. Oh, sorry, that's match long. 2.23 expected goals, match long. First half, a little bit lukewarm. 5 shots in total, but the quality of those shots not really producing the goal we expected. 0.87 for Darmstadt. So producing enough quality to get at least a goal from their total of 6 shots. And indeed, they made it count with 2 goals there. A decent angle in. 0-2. Why? It's a low entry point, isn't it? Can't really take insurance out at this particular juncture. You could at 1-2. If you're waiting for recognition that Paderborn are up for it today, you could have waited for that 1-2. Come early enough in the second half, you could have laid over 3.5 goals. Back Paderborn +1 and waited for the class act. This is a real rarity, a professional footballer scoring a penalty. Take a note of Santa Claus there. Fantastic stuff from him. So a really good angle and a match and a technique you should be looking at. I love 0-2 leads for the underdog because your angles in and your liability is kept low deliberately, so because they've got a comfortable enough lead. So says the market. Again, my Friday night fun. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, scuppered by Cambo or Maastricht not scoring. What a pity. Little bit of fun for you every Friday if you fancied it. In the Eredivisie, we had last Friday all bar 2, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, and that was a bigger coupon. When it comes in, it's ka-ching. You could always do that in trebles, doubles, have a bit of fun. Estoril and Braga. Now this was interesting. Not a banker, you'll note, but you'd have expected Braga to have done something yesterday, all dependent on the timing of the Estoril goal before half-time, 43rd minute. You could have laid over 1.5 goals there and had a go in the +1 market with insurance paying off. Now, one member, Michael, was talking about he operates sometimes without insurance and it's not negatively affecting him. What he does wisely is he records results. It gives you something to look in. So, for example, laying the draw second half, is it coming in for me regularly enough? Taking on teams 0-2 down, is that coming in regularly enough? You'll find once you're recording your results, and I can do an app for that, can't I? That will give you further analysis and enable you to really home in on what's working for you and what's not. Could be you've got a killer over 1.5 goal strategy or a killer over 2.5 goal strategy, but you won't know until you record your results. So laying over 1.5 goals here, contrary to what Michael might have done, covered that 1-0 scoreline, and you are with the best side. But were they up for it yesterday? Were they up for the fight? Well, this looks as if they were. An expected goals of 2.18. Total shots of 12, suggesting they should have really been scoring a couple of goals. So that defence for Estoril looked as if it was pretty solid, doesn't it? So good stuff from Estoril, but no harm done if you traded that much. Yes, I did note the scoreline earlier on, and I was wondering if Mallorca are gettable, because you've seen in the research, when they are away from the island, they just struggle. Now, the Batmen, Valencia, not the greatest sides on the planet. Pre-match, that evens-ish. That's eminently gettable based on seasonal form. You can get the seasonal form here nice and quickly. Mallorca away, and you'll see not the best travellers on the planet. You can get even more matches and more matches. The wins coming against Sevilla and a couple of them in the Copa del Rey. You take them out of the equation and you'll see La Liga form is a bit worrisome away from home. If you fail to score against Oviedo, for example, you're in a spot of bother, aren't you? So they're in a possible angle yesterday if you were focusing on Mallorca's inability to travel well away from the island. And just talking about apps before we look at today's angles, this is a breakthrough for me. I've got one of my apps up and running. This is an app I use for creating song lyrics for my AI music. Robbie Burns, About Love in a sonnet. Now, this is good news because you can see it's working. Now, I've got those multiple apps for the football. I can get them up on this web app using Firebase. Don't ask me. I don't know anything about this lot. There we go, look. It's working perfectly. I've got a nice song from Robbie Burns now, which I can turn, nice lyrics I can turn into a song. All live and online. So watch out, 2026. We're going to have some football apps up and ready for you. I've got to work out the costings first, make sure I don't get hit, keep the costs as low as possible. And I can even migrate the whole of FootballTradingProfits.com to an app. So this is the app I'm working on for Football Trading Profits. Everything will be in here. We're trying to get a trading simulator working as well. I'm not sure how successful that will be because it's a big job. But AI can get it done. And all of the apps will be in the one place. That's my old Arthur Daily motor. All the apps will be in one place, which will be absolutely superb because you've seen the quality of the apps. So you head off over here. You want to have a look at the expert analysis, for example, or you want to have a look at XG for the day. You can go to the app, the XG probability calculator. It's not there just yet, although this is a mock-up. We can see whether this will work or not. Let's have a look at Dender Standard Liège, just out of interest. So you can have everything you need. You'll have my thoughts and you'll have Standard Liège, not Standard Liège. You'll have AI's thoughts as well. So it's the perfect pairing. it's really something we need for 2026, isn't it? We've got to get artificial intelligence involved with my intelligence. Calculate the projection. There we go. It's just in. That's my nan. That is. It's just in placeholder phase, I think, at the moment. I have got the calculator. So this is very exciting stuff. You'll have all the courses in one place as well. And any new ideas that come on board. We'll have our daily blog. Will be here somewhere. I've asked it to tidy up a little bit, so I'm not sure where the blog is. But this is all something to come up with. Internet ideas as well. The drip feed, entry method, late game siege. So this is all information I find online to add to your roster of trading angles. So very exciting stuff for the new year. In the meantime, let's look at today's trading angles. I've only done reports so far for the Premier League, XG and match reports. Hopefully I can get a few more done between now and about 12:30. And if I do, I'll be posting them to members only for the Bundesliga, Italian SerieA and La Liga. So on a busy Saturday, it's all about, isn't it, getting quality candidates, breaking through the noise of the Championship, the League One and League Two. Already we've got Union St-Gilloise against Celta Vigo. That might be heading to bank of material, but I haven't researched it yet. But they are a Champions League side, Royal Union St-Gilloise. I have watched them at home as well. They've been pretty solid. Local derby, so we'll be calling that one, giving that one a miss. Now the Premier League begins with Newcastle and Chelsea, and you know as well as I do, 2.5 the favourite suggests this is absolutely wide open. Not going to be researching a match like this, and I would caution you when you're, or if you're going to be trading a match like this. 2.5 the favourite, 2.7 the favourite, Leeds and Crystal Palace. That's a real tick in the box for Leeds United, this, because Crystal Palace are defensively strong and attack-wise very strong as well. We'll probably see that in the XG report. So this is telling you Leeds are giving us a chance here today. It's a match the market cannot predict. Maybe it's post-Europe for Crystal Palace. They did field a weaker side midweek, and they were 1-2 down to the mighty KUPS from Finland, and that made that 2-2. Bournemouth against Burnley. It's a chance, at least the market says, for the Cherries to get back to winning ways after an absolutely awful run of late. Only 2 wins since the 21st of September for Bournemouth is real trouble. 7 consecutive defeats, I think, for Burnley now. So they're in a spot of bother. This is a chance for Bournemouth to get back to winning ways. Brighton against Sunderland. Well, Sunderland, if you've read some of the recent blog posts, the reason they're up there and thereabouts is because of their solid defensive setup. Only Fulham and West Ham have stopped Brighton from scoring 2 goals at home. Sunderland, all 4 defeats this season have come away from home. Is that damning for them today? 1.62 suggests as much as well. Manchester City and West Ham, well, Nuno Espirito Santo, you know, could upset the apple cart. But the problem is, it's the goal scoring for City. 3+ goals scored in 6 out of 7 home matches. Good luck, Nuno Espirito Santo, mate. Good luck. Wolves against Brentford. Wolves, 3 of the last 4 matches under Rob Edwards, 0-0 at half-time. They reverted back to 0-0 at half-time against Arsenal, and the usual cocking up second half. Although they did score. They've scored in their last 2 matches, Wolves. Getting close, aren't they? Given a bit of a chance here today, 2.15 Brentford, 7 out of 8 away defeats. Is this going to be the breakthrough for Wolves today? You'd be laying over 0.5 goals at the start of this match, given that Rob Edwards element of 0-0 at half-time, and then you could have a free punt on the draw, laying the draw second half. Tottenham and Liverpool. Well, it's that tells you a story, because Tottenham are awful at the moment. Liverpool are only evens. Win, draw, draw, win now for Liverpool. 3 out of 4. 0-0s at half-time recently. That's not like Liverpool at all, but that does see 2+ goals second half, so that could be our angle in this 5:30 kickoff. Everton and Arsenal. It's the battle of the clean sheets, wins for Everton and Arsenal. The best XG you're going to see in Europe against about 0.6. How on earth are Everton going to score 2 goals against them unless they come via a penalty or something like that. Not a banker bet, Southampton-Coventry, but Southampton will be scoring 2-3 plus goals. If this ends 0-0, I'll give up the ghost. Surely we're going to be seeing goals in this particular match today. Ipswich Town at home are far better than they have been away, where they've been huffing and puffing, and they're playing a Sheffield Wednesday who've simply given up hope. They've had a massive points deduction, so that's one to really focus on. Any bankers in the Premier League, by the way? Well, we'd be looking at that Manchester City 3-goal haul if West Ham score first. I think that's the only standout match really for me in the Premier League. Maybe keep an eye on Brighton. If Fulham and West Ham, the only two sides to stop them scoring 2 goals, Brighton have a good shot at 2 goals today. English League 1, English League 2 will get short shrift from me today with the elite leagues out and about. Talking of elite leagues, Augsburg and Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen have flattered to deceive. They went through a period of keeping clean sheets and very tight at the back, but away from home, they're just awful. Another 2.55, the favourite match suggests caution. 2.5, the favourite match suggests caution. 2 consecutive wins for Hamburger and 2 1s and 3 2s, really battling against Werder Bremen and Stuttgart. The home fans are absolutely delighted, to be honest. This could be a humdinger. Eintracht Frankfurt have been tough to beat. Takes a really big side to beat them. This is going to be a bit of a humdinger at home. You'd want to be a Hamburger home fan. They're really enjoying their football there. Stuttgart and the Hoff. The Hoff are 3.3 away. Given a shot by the market. 2 sides renowned for goals. This could be a goal before half-time match, that's for sure. This is a bit too much of a derby-style match, Leipzig and Bayer Leverkusen, but Leipzig's home form has to be respected, 2+ goals. But 2.2 the favourite. The market can't split these two at all. Edging on the side of being a banker bet, Lazio against Cremonese. Only 2 defeats since the 29th of September, and only Torino have scored 2+ goals against Lazio at home. If Cremonese are to get anything, it's going to be all down to Jamie Vardy. This is too much of a derby-style match for me, but Roma are on a run of 1-0 wins or defeats. So it could be a tight one for the old lady today. Moving down to Spain, Oviedo having trouble even scoring goals. This looks extremely good value for Celta Vigo today. Sometimes you can disagree with the market and see value where the market sees caution. Caution here, 2.38 the favourite for Real Sociedad. Alaves, 2.25 the favourite. Don't fancy this one at all either. Real Madrid, going to be their usual readable banker selves. And in the Swiss Super League, we've had some fun with that midweek. We now know that I think Thun, top of the league, aren't they? We played them midweek. Drum roll, indeed. Thun, top of the league. Already qualified for the championship group. So coming to the end of the season, it looks like. Watch out for them odds on at home. And Basel tend to deliver where the young boys failed to deliver last time. Let's have a look at some Premier League XG, and I bet you Arsenal and Manchester City are going to stand out here. Well, it's actually quite modest given the 3-goal haul at home for Manchester City, but this tells you 1.89, tells you 2 goals at least are comfortably within Manchester City's reach each game. And when you've got a side over 1.5 XG against, this is season long, maybe not under Nuno. It could be different under Nuno, but that is the problem. A side conceding up to 2 goals against a side comfortably scoring 2 goals. This cannot be matched in Europe. 0.64 expected goals against for the Arsenal in such a prominent league is just wonderful stuff. Everton, trouble scoring that second goal. They could get a goal, but trouble scoring that second against a side who will not let you score a goal, period, or make it extremely difficult for you to score. And then the corollary of that, they can comfortably create enough chances to score 2 goals. It is a killer combination. It's the reason Arsenal are probably going to be champions this season. And on the lower end of the scale, look at this. 0.85 expected goals for Wolves. That is the reason they're going down this season. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Live stream for you at 2:30 p.m. today will be the last live stream before Christmas. Have a great day. I will see you later on the live stream. and on Telegram for members.